Hey everyone, I just wanted to share a couple of things that I do on a weekly basis to try to help me stay more organized and be more efficient and with my assignments and my work and things. So the first thing that I do is every week I go through the modules and all the assignments, and I create an overview of just a bunch of things I'll go over right now, but I create an overview for the week of the assignments and the different things, like the important reading material that we have to go through, just so I can go have somewhere to go where I can look at everything and not have to click on different links and things like that. Because for me, I find that that can be very distracting. So on my overview, I first write down all of the important material for the week. Then I write out the assignments for the week. And then I write down, or I log next week's assignments so that I don't forget what I have to work on next week. And then I create a page for important material so that I can take notes. And I write down the reading and the reference so that if I use it, I just know quickly where to go and I don't have to look for it later on. And I do that for all the readings. The articles, I create the reference and leave it here again to save time later on. Next, I write down the I have a couple of pages for the discussions, for the questions. First, I have the instructions here, response instructions. Then I also include the outline, the outcome alignment. This week's is MLO 4, Research Instructional Programs for English Language Learners. I try to keep the outcome in mind and just leave it here so that I can go back and remind myself what my goal is for the current assignment. Then here I write down the questions and this space right here so that I can write down any notes. So if I am reading an article and I think, oh, this information will be useful for question 1, I will come here and put a bullet point and then add in whatever the information is that I found. Next, I have a page specifically for my discussion. So once I feel that I have enough information with my articles and things and I'm ready to start my discussion posts, I don't have to waste any time setting it up. I just come here and go straight into the typing for the discussion. I have the discussion questions, a space ready for them so that I don't forget to write my questions for the week. And then I also include this resources space so that when I'm working on my post, I can easily just come here and, copy and paste my resource there. And then I have this space here for peer responses. Just ready, just being prepared so that I don't have to waste time doing this stuff later on as I'm going through the discussion and the articles and such, because I find that it can be really distracting when I'm in the middle of reading an article or, the textbook and I need to write my thoughts down. It helps for me to go somewhere where I have organization instead of trying to do it at last second. That really stresses me out. And then here I went through the assignment for the week and I read the instructions and I went through the rubric so that I can, know what it is that I'm aiming for in this assignment. And so I already have the resource here for the website that Dr. Melton gave us in her weekly video overview. Again, I create these at the beginning of the week when I'm doing my outlines and such, so that I don't have to worry about it later on as I'm doing my work. And then I write down the instructions here for the assignment so that I don't forget what it is that I'm doing. And when I go through the rubric, I look at the highest level of points that I can get, and that's what I aim for. So here I, from the rubric, took from the section that I can get most points from. So, and then I just put it in here so that I know what I'm aiming for to get a great grade, and to get the most out of my assignments. And then the next thing that I started doing for this class that I want to share with you is a reference page. This one is listed ED 531 references. And I first started with the textbooks that are required, and I put in the title and the reference again so that later on, if I need it, it's here. I'm not looking for it and getting frustrated. All the information is here. And then I added some other resources that I often use, such as TPEs. And then every week now, I start a section for each module. And I just write in the articles for the week. If I find an article that I use in any of my assignments, I also add that here, because I'm sure you can all relate to this. Sometimes you have read an article maybe a few weeks ago and you can't remember the title, you don't remember where you got it from. Well, having this reference page, I can just come here and look at the titles and say, oh, I think this was the one that I used. This is what I'm thinking of. And it's all here. So I eliminate some frustration, confusion. I save a lot of time when it's just all in one place. And again, I just do this for every week. Just write down any resource that I use. Something else that I've been doing as well that I'd like to share is I create a folder for each class, and for each module, I have important material for the week, and I just put it here because later on we can always use this information in our assignments and other classes. And it's helpful to just have a place to go where you can just find it very easily, where it's easily accessible. And then I also created another folder here with shared links. I haven't added anything in it yet because I just created it yesterday, but I'm planning to put the links where we share it on like in the virtual cafe, or other links that are shared through discussions and such that I may not have time at the moment to look at. But I do find it helpful because then when I'm looking at a subject for something and I need information, I can go here and look at what's relevant for my current assignment. Well, these are some tips that I've found really helpful for staying organized, for managing my time, for eliminating time being wasted during assignments. And I hope that it's helpful for you guys. See you soon.